We've been working on this mouse for almost 3 years. We really wanted to bring back the Sidewinder brand, but in the form of a mouse, because what people are playing games with on a PC is a mouse. So the features on this mouse, it's really interesting. So if you look at the shape, it's very different. That's because it's actually designed for gaming. The quick hand movement and action, which you won't see very good hand action for me. I'm not a good shooter gamer. But the design is really so you can hold it, you can clutch it. Gamers like to pick up their mouse, swiping. There's very different types of movements. So the shape is designed for gaming movements. It also, if you notice, has vertical side buttons. So why this is important, so a standard 5-button mouse, the side buttons, forward and back, right? So you'd have like a forward button and a back button here. Well, when I move forward and back, this part of my hand actually moves on the mouse. And when you're gaming and moving fast, you don't want that part of your hand to move. So what we did is we just came up with a pretty simple solution is, why not make those two side buttons vertical? This way, my hand's not moving, just my thumb on the two buttons. So this way, you always know which buttons you're going to press. Now, your thumb actually rests on the side buttons, but they're hard to depress. The force to fire is stronger, so you're not going to hit them accidentally. So you notice there's another button here. This is the macro record button. So with this button, you can press it, select which button you want to assign a macro, which is a series or sequence of movements in a game that you want to string together into one press of a button. So press the macro button. I'll hit this button, for example. Then I'll do whatever I need to do in game, which I can show you. And then I press it again, and it's basically a start and stop record button. So that's for macro recording in game. You notice 3 buttons on the top here. This is DPI sensitivity switching. So this goes, low, medium, and high. By default, it's 400, 800, and 2,000 DPI, dots per inch, which indicates how sensitive your cursor moves across a screen with a hand movement on your mouse surface. Gamers like to customize their products, tweak and tune. Personally, I like a heavy mouse. So with this, we have a weight tray. So there's a button at the bottom here. So you can release this weight tray, and it kind of comes out. And actually, I'll pull a weight and just throw it in the center. Maybe I like a little bit heavier than an empty mouse. Throw it back in there. Now you've got weight. So you can actually put up to 30 grams into the weight tray. There's also, another way to customize it, we have 3 different sets of feet. So the mouse feet can actually be removed by hand. However, they stay in, they snap in place, and they stay in there really nicely. They're not loose. A lot of people who are playing games, they're putting a lot of, we say mileage in the U.S., a lot of time, wear and tear on their mouse feet. So it comes with 3 different sets of feet. You can see here at the accessory box. And what's really cool, just to show you one last thing, this isn't just a storage accessory box. It's also a cable anchor. So you can put this on, and with gaming mice, typically being wired mice, you actually want to make sure that your cable doesn't get stuck behind the PC. So it doesn't get stuck behind the PC on your VGA connections or anything, because that's happened to me before. So this is set up, and you can see that there's an LCD display as well on the mouse. So when I change my DPI settings, it changes on the LCD display. So for example, my default low sensitivity is 400. It shows 400 on the LCD display. By having the LCD display, because you can actually further tweak this in software, you can make this as low as 200 DPI. And it'll show you, when you change it, it'll show it on the LCD. The LCD also assists in macro recording by providing an icon saying when you did stop and start recording.